There's just so many opportunities.
There's so many different pathways.
There's so many different aspects of nursing. The field is wide open.
And if you hate it to tomorrow, you can do something else and completely reinvent yourself without having to really start over. Where could you do that?
This job can be overwhelming.
This job can be amazing.
This job can burn you out.
And it can bring you joy.
Relationships make the difference.
These bonds are for life.
This
is the break room. My path into nursing was very interesting. Growing up, we lived across the street from a doctor who had an office in his basement, and he allowed us to work in his office, and that was my introduction to say, I think I'm going to go to nursing school.
I started very young in healthcare. I did a nursing assistant program in high school. You know, working with these nurses, I was like, I want to do what they're doing.
Nursing is actually my second career. I decided I wanted to do something a little bit more meaningful. My mom had cancer, so I was like looking back on that, and then I thought nursing might be for me.
Did you like nursing school?
I got most likely to fall asleep in class in nursing school. I was working 2 jobs and going to school. It was hard.
What do you think of nursing school?
I love it. I realized I never gave nurses enough credit.
It's hard, right?
It is so hard. It is so hard. You have to remember every day. It's not something you remember for your test and forget. Like somebody's life depends on remembering it. And I'm like, oh my God.
Education now has changed because we changed curriculum. And the inception of online learning, we have so many online learning students, and you took some of your courses online. And
I'm an online
Katie
nurse
is
practitioner
an online
student.
Nurse practitioner student. That really has changed everything because it's high tech, but not the high touch.
Yeah. Online learning is a good option for a nurse who's looking to get a second degree. Online learning is a little bit more difficult, but it's definitely more flexible with like a nursing schedule.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. You just have to have good time management.
The whole 9 months that it took for me to get my BSN, I traveled that year. I was in Costa Rica finishing an assignment, and then I would go to Jamaica and finish another assignment.
I think asynchronous programs is like the new wave of nursing.
Yeah. If you're the person for it, it's a great way to live your life. Yeah. I want you to say all of your letters out loud, like really fast in one go.
No, I can't do it.
No, do it.
I have a doctorate of nursing practice.
Masters in Public Health.
Adult gerontology, primary care NP.
Certified breastfeeding counselor.
Adult gerontology, acute care NP.
Masters in nursing education.
Certified emergency nurse.
Certified medical surgical nurse.
Trauma registered nurse certification.
MA in Community Health Administration.
CCRN.
Certification in electronic fetal monitoring.
And now I'm done. But I do think that people take me a lot more seriously, and I think I've benefited from it.
I've benefited from them too. Your certifications.
You have. I totally take care of you guys when you're old and gray. It looks really nice on paper, and honestly, most importantly, like you have the clinical background to support that, right? Because like you can't just have all these letters and not have the experience to go with it.
Being specialized as a nurse can get you that leg up. You having their certifications, they'll look at you first over someone that's just an RN.
My opinions now hold more weight in a leadership role.
It just shows my devotion to my specialty.
I definitely think that it's a reflection of like, I am good at what I do, but now I'm certified. I am the best at what I do.
So this receipt is for my second to last year of nursing school tuition. $1,610.
I wish my tuition was that.
I know that those tuition bills were unimpressive to you. Oh, sadly, I had to take out loans. I worked really hard to pay for school. I had 3 separate jobs when I went to nursing school.
I paid for school out of pocket this semester. I worked a lot. I worked days and I worked nights and I worked 16s.
Critical pay.
Critical pay. That's the only good thing of COVID was the critical pay.
I did work study, so that was part of financial aid.
I worked work study. Some of us also worked at Bellevue while we were nursing students. Every year that I worked, 20% of my loan was forgiven. After 5 years, your loan was free. They really need to bring that back so that more people could go into nursing and can afford it.
Do you remember how much it cost?
It was $300 a semester.
Yeah, it wasn't a horrendous amount of money back in the day.
I graduated with like $36,000 worth of student loans still for my BSN. And I'm proud to say that I'm almost debt free.
That's great.
Probably like 35,000.
About 50,000 deep.
Don't hate me. I went to college for a full scholarship, and I don't owe anything to Sallie Mae. Thank God.
Now I'm getting scholarships thanks to Patty Ann telling me all these scholarships that are available.
I tell you, all of them. The money's there. Why leave it?
What advice would you give someone who's considering nursing school now?
Save your money. Save your money now.
If you can work a little bit, you can work as a tech at a hospital and they do tuition reimbursement.
And scholarships, I think.
Yeah, and scholarships.
There are things online, Johnson & Johnson, other programs have scholarships that I've told you about. It's important that nursing students that are going back, particularly working nurses, that you look into other ways to finance your education.
I honestly feel like this should be a prerequisite for every nursing student to be a tech or a CNA or something in the medical field, so they have that exposure to like the clinical aspect.
Hands-on as much as possible prior to graduation is key. You can't move on without knowing the basics.
I feel I learned everything that I learned at the bedside.
Luckily, I got to see nursing as a tech before I started nursing school, and I got to shadow you both. I got to see how you guys work. I got to see how hospitals work.
You know, going through nursing school, like a lot of people didn't even know how to approach like a stranger, because it's essentially you're talking to a stranger.
I think
it
I'm a
was
better
so
nurse now,
awkward,
right?
and I'm like, how are you talking to somebody like that? They're like afraid of touching patients, and it's a very like, you know, it's a very intimate situation when you're like changing someone.
When I went to nursing school, that was like my first time really working or being in a hospital. I was like a little stunned, you know, touching a patient. My first bed bath, they were like, you have to really like rub the patient, because I was like, do I touch them?
My advice to someone thinking about going to nursing school is to just do it. There's so many different pathways you can go to. You can be like a legal nurse, there's CRNA, there are school nurses, there are nurses in aesthetics, there are nurses doing surgeries, you can be a nurse practitioner, you can have your own practice, and now there are mental health nurses everywhere, and there's even nurses in IT. It's not just like a bedside job anymore.
You have to have compassion for other people. You have to have that want to take care of someone else in a vulnerable situation.
You have to have heart. You have to have caring. You have to be a patient's advocate. It's all about caring.
You move away from just being the technical and like really providing like quality care based on like, this could be my relative, this could be my mom. And like you treat them differently.
It's not going to be easy at the beginning. You're going to have to do your rotations, tonight's evenings. You have to work on a Thanksgiving. You have to work on a Christmas. So what? But it'll be all beneficial. You have to want to do it. Get in and get your foot in the door and see which direction you want to go. That's the beauty of nursing, is a variety. The field is wide open.